Hey, JW here, guys. Um, Reason I popped on now is I wanted to um, relay something that happened to me yesterday, and the theme behind it, or the idea for me behind it, is to remind you and myself of an important thing we all should already know, and that is nobody cares about you the way you do. The medical staff doesn't care about you the way you do. Government doesn't care about you the way you do. Your friends and even your family, for the most part, other than your parents. Most people don't care about you the way you care about you. And by that, I mean, you've got to understand that everyone is looking out for them, and they should. We each need to be responsible for ourselves. And by that, I mean, you can't depend on other people to take care of you from cradle to grave. Um, so, anyway, yesterday I get a call from the administrative person at my surgeon's office. By the way, she's a really competent woman, and she's saved me a lot of time over the past several months by setting up appointments for me, finding me locations that are closer for the wound center, closer to my home. Initially, I would have had to travel over an hour each way, and she found a place that's 10 minutes from my home that I could go to. And she went out of her way to do so. And went out of her way because she knew that it would save me, literally a couple of hours a day in travel time. Now, when I first went to the wound center, I was going like twice a week. So that's 4 hours a week. It's a substantial amount of time. And being a former time management instructor, that's a really nice savings. And so I was always grateful to her. And I told her every time she calls, I tell her how competent she is. I said to her yesterday, if you ever decide to leave that, I would hire you in a second. I have a little online business, and she would more than pay for herself because she's very good at customer service. And more than that, she would keep whoever she was working for, she would keep you always on the ball, and that would result in more profits for your business. This surgeon, I know he's very happy with the way she does her job, because he told me one time, he said, I don't know what I'd do without her. And I said to him, you're lucky to have someone like that. Most people are not very dependable today. And so he's fortunate to have her. But anyway, she called to tell me that she apologized for taking so long to get back to me. She'd just gotten a message from several other channels. And I believe her because, like I say, she's very competent. And she told me that the result of the latest biopsy, the one up on my calf, it was they saw what's called a squamous cell in there, and so that has to be removed. And she said that we could set up an appointment for that, and she noticed I had an appointment like next week, so she said, why don't we combine both appointments into one? Again, saving me time. She's my time-saving angel. And I shouldn't mention her name because I don't know if she'd want me to. But a really, really competent person in a day and age when, again, I think competency is at a premium. So, by the way, I'm sitting here keeping my foot elevated as I do in the afternoon because it lessens the pain, and this is the time of day the pain can get a little bit high level. I'm due to take a turmeric in a little bit. But anyway, so she called, and as she was talking, she mentioned, Yeah, that the doctor had said that, that the wound in the ankle area needed, and I said, no, wait a minute, that's not the wound they sent the biopsy out on. The newest biopsy was done on a previous uh, wound that they had done surgery on. And she goes, oh my God, you're right. She said, the notes are very confusing. She said, I said, please, make a note to tell the, she said, oh, absolutely. She said, I'll that's the first thing I'm going to do. So she said, I'll see if we can have someone call you back to confirm everything's today. If not, I'll get back to you on Monday. This was yesterday, which was Friday. So, so last night I get a call from the surgeon, 5:30, which is unusual that a surgeon will call you on a Friday at 5:30 and the office closes at 5. So I was a little bit concerned that maybe something bad happened with my biopsy, but he was calling to apologize for, you know, confusing the two wounds, and I explained to him that I understand that can happen. You have a lot of patients, and I said we did, two surgeries within like a 1 week period, so it was unusual. And I said I understood, and as long as we caught it, and he said, well, I'm glad you caught it because, he said, it's good that the patient pays attention. And I'm thinking, why wouldn't you pay attention? Because again, nobody cares about you the way you do. All right. So he profusely apologized and said that the newest surgery on the calf area, the one they had to go back in on, I said, is this going to be deep? And he said, no, it's going to be a piece of cake. He said, it's going to nothing like the one on your ankle. He said, nothing. So don't worry about that. So I'm going to be going in there on Wednesday to see him. And again, it was nice of him to call. He sounded a little nervous. And, I can understand, they have to be under a lot of stress, malpractice and all this sort of thing. But again, you need to pay attention because they don't always pick up on things. I don't want to say they don't care about us. I'm sure they care as much as humanly possible, but they have a lot of patience, and you're just one of many. And again, nobody cares about your situation the way you care about it. So pay attention, focus, and listen when people are talking. Don't assume that they're going to take care of everything because oftentimes that can be costly. Now, I'm not saying they're always going to kill you or hurt you or something, but it could cost you in terms of time or in terms of your health. So keep focused, stay focused, and pay attention. Most importantly, pay attention. And again, the reason I did this video is to pass on the most important lesson, and I will repeat it for the third or fourth time here. Nobody cares about you the way you do. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll talk to you folks soon. Thanks for watching.